So wonderful. We'll do the panel in English if that's okay. Because we want to be global. This is a wonderful symposium. I think it's the second one. It's a great idea. And I think that's Mayra, your idea to start such a conference and invite young Greeks from all over the world, no matter the tier and the connection that they have with Greece, second, first, third, whatever. That's amazing. I mean, I can imagine this being thousands of children and thousands of people coming up, and I can imagine this becoming the #1 diaspora meetup for Greece, right? In Greece. And that's wonderful. Congrats to all, and I would love to also add value to this thing. The first thing I want to say, we are. I hope this is not mine. I have alarms all day long because every 2 hours we need to feed our kid. It's 15 days old, and I have. Thank you. I'm missing time with my son for you guys. That's how important you are. And you are truly important to Greece. So the first thing I want to say about, whenever I have an audience that's mostly students and mostly young people, right, is that we are a non-profit organization. We support high-impact entrepreneurs in 50 markets, scale up, transform their economies, right, and put their economies and their markets and their countries into the global map, right? So that's what we do. It's a fascinating job. And with mapping, once we do that and once we make sure that we have founders who are huge success stories, we're mapping their origins, we're mapping their track, right? And understand what makes an entrepreneur an outlier, what makes them an incredibly successful, once-in-a-million time founder, right? And then two things that you need to know and that both concern you here, right? All of you and of course my wonderful panel, which they're all fascinating guys, and I will shut up so they can speak, right? Is that two things make an incredibly successful founder. The one is that they are global citizens. They're people who have migrated at least once in their life, right? So there are people, and that's true fact. That's right. That's not just a number. 70% of the founders who create unicorns, right, $1 billion companies, are people who have migrated with their parents or at their university years abroad. So that's one thing. You are all part of that. You're all global citizens. You're all ticking that box, right? The second one is that at some point in their lives, they either started a startup that failed or they worked for a startup that succeeded, right? So the #1 advice that anyone can give you right now in your life as you go into the professional career, right, is either you start a startup and you start your own business, you do things that, you try things, you fail, and you fail spectacularly. Right? The more spectacularly, the more success will come to you later on, right? Or you go and work for another startup. Don't line up to work for Procter & Gamble or Coca-Cola or EY. I hope there's no one's here. I hope. There's a light and I cannot see if there's something coming my way. But go work for or Google, right, or Facebook or Meta. They're not startups. Go work for a startup. Go work for Blue Ground or Hack the Box or whatever, and we'll discuss, all of this, or OpenAI or whatever, right? But so I have 4 aspiring entrepreneurs with me, right, or 4 aspiring researchers, people who want to see change, and we discuss the flow. We'll have 3 areas that we will discuss. The first one is that what's in your mind and what do you see, the world to happen, right? What do you see, what change do you want to see in the world? Because they're all brilliant people. They're studying amazing things, and they're all researchers, and they're all amazing guys, right? No Greece, no whatever, right? Just you in the world, right? And then we will double click on the Greekness of you, right? How can we make sure that what's happening in Greece is more connected with a global Greek diaspora, right? And then the third area is that how can we accelerate what's happening in Greece from where we are as a diaspora, right? You are, I'm not. So let's start with you, yourself, and the world. What do you do? Who you are? What's in your mind? And let's do this.
Θα μιλήσω στα ελληνικά αρχικά και την υπόλοιπη κουβέντα θα την κάνουμε στα αγγλικά. Καταρχάς, να ευχαριστήσω τη Γενική Γραμματεία και όλους τους διοργανωτές. Ονομάζομαι Γιώργος Τάταρης, έχω μεγαλώσει στην Αθήνα και τα τελευταία 10 χρόνια μένω στο Χιούστον. Αυτή τη στιγμή σπουδάζω μοριακή βιολογία και γενετική στο Rice University. Έχω πολύ μεγάλο ενδιαφέρον πάνω στην έρευνα για καρκίνο και επίσης πώς μπορεί η Ελλάδα να γίνει ένας προορισμός για τέτοιες ευκαιρίες, είτε είναι ερευνητικές, είτε για άτομα που είναι σε πανεπιστήμια, για να έρθουν να δούνε την χώρα μας και να δούμε τι έχει να προσφέρει από οικονομικό κομμάτι, από κομμάτι ευκαιριών και επίσης έχουμε απίστευτους επιστήμονες, βγάζουμε πολύ καλά μυαλά και πώς μπορούμε να κάνουμε την Ελλάδα να μην χάνει αυτά τα μυαλά, όπως φύγαμε πολλοί από εμάς. Και πάλι ευχαριστώ για την πρόσκληση.
Perfect. So, no English. Πες το και στα αγγλικά μια. Τσαντίζεις, αφού συμφωνήσαμε αγγλικά.
Oh, yeah. So okay. My name is George Tataris. I'm going to do this really quick. I'm from Athens, Greece, but I live in Houston, Texas. I work in cancer research, and I'm passionate about figuring out how Greece can become an attractive destination for investments concerning cancer research, as well as how we can harness the power of our diaspora and not, get rid of our smart brains in Greece, but bring them back.
Okay, so I did a little research on you. You little... I expected pushback from you. No, but I know that you are a rebel. I've seen you in the streets of Houston throwing things at cops and... No. Come on, tell us about this. Tell us about your activism.
Why? So throughout high school, I worked in gun violence prevention. As many of you know, the U.S. is well known for our gun violence, and that's something I try to really focus on. That passion for the common good, I guess, has taken a shift now that I'm in university and I'm interested in pursuing medicine, but I'm still very passionate about decreasing gun deaths, and I think healthcare and biology play a critical role in that goal of mine.
Wonderful. So it's yes.
And I did not throw stuff at cops. Disclaimer.
Look, watch out for ICE. They're coming for you, right? I bet you do a lot less activism these days. But that's wonderful, and I think that that it's also part of who we are, like, and how we approach things. What made you go study such a hard field, and how is it going so far?
It's going excellent. I'm starting medical school in the fall. It's been very rewarding, not only seeing the scientific aspect of it with cancer research. I work on modifying immune cells so they attack specific cancer types, but also seeing the patient experiences and talking to people from all walks of life. Houston is one of the most diverse cities in the world, and I think that diversity is something that is crucial to its success as an investment destination and something Greece should also take advantage of, our diversity and our diaspora.
That's wonderful. Elli, you also do research, right? We have 3 biotech guys here, right? So let's go for a coffee. These are the smart people.
Sure.
Tell us more.
Is it? Okay, it's working. So hi, my name is Elli Skrika. I was born and raised in Luxembourg. Both of my parents are Greek, though. Currently, I'm studying in London, pharmacology, so I'm research-based as well. In general, I think regarding the first question, which was like, what would I like to see kind of more, is connection and how, as diaspora, we're able to give something back to our country, to our patrida. But yeah.
How are studies going? What are you learning? What fascinates you about the research so far?
I mean, for me, I've always known that research was the field I wanted to go into because both of my parents are in economics and finance. And I just think it's nice to know that with research, we're able to discover things that can help save people. That's what I like. I really just love helping people, and through this, I'm able to do that. So it kind of led me to the path that I'm in now.
Wonderful. And Dimitri, you also do biotech research.
Biology, yeah.
Yeah, tell us more. Tell us more.
Hello everyone.
But you were born and raised in Greece, right?
Yeah, I was born and raised in Athens. It's my... Sorry? Yeah.
Same as you, right, George?
Same.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, it's my 4th year abroad. So I did my bachelor's degree in cell biology and physiology in Lille, France. And now it's my 1st year of master's degree in biomedical sciences with a specialization in molecular medicine in the Netherlands.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Before we come to you, Cesar, tell us, are there any Greek societies in your universities? Are you connected with any Greek communities there? I mean, the one fascinating thing that you need to know, right, is the Greek tech ecosystem, the Greek innovation ecosystem, which is global, because it's a lot of it's being driven by diaspora leaders and diaspora founders, diaspora VC investors, a lot of it, right? The number one industry right now that's driving Greek innovation and Greek technology is biotech. Right? And you have no idea what the depth of leadership and power that is going through diaspora Greeks into that industry, right? Just to give you I'm sure most of you know, but the CEO of Pfizer, he's not just Greek, he's Greek. I mean, he speaks spasta English, right? He has a Greek accent in his English, right? Nye και Elli. Right, so the CEO of Pfizer, or the CEO, the chairman of Biogen, Stelios Papadopoulos. By the way, all of these guys are very involved with Endeavor. We are working with them very closely. The CEO of Biogen or the CEO of Vir Technologies, which is a huge biotech company, is also Greek. So, what are you seeing? I mean, we hope that we will see a next generation of Greeks continuing that tradition. We work with a lot of founders in the biotech industry that are killing it completely, right? Like Causally and a lot of other companies. But are you seeing this in the universities as well? Are you seeing a lot of activity from Greeks in the universities? Converse.
I'd say yeah. Professionally, there's a Hellenic Professional Society of Texas where we get to meet incredible people. A lot of the Greek population of Houston is in STEM, so there's a lot of great mentoring coming from there. I actually refounded the Hellenic Student Association at my university. It had been inactive since 2008. So with that, we're building slowly a network that will eventually lead us to excel in the way that you're talking about.
Oh, that's wonderful. You?
Yeah, same here, honestly. At my university, we've also got a Hellenic Society. So through that, it's just students that come together and create, Greek initiatives. We celebrate like Tsiknopemti, we come together and do stuff. But also regarding the actual academics, a lot of our professors are Greek, which is great because we get to see how, the Greek minds aren't just sort of, even when they go out, they still contribute and add so much to the research. And they come back as well a lot of the time. So.
I love that you bring bring the professors aspect in this conversation as well, right? I mean, there's an amazing community that I'm fascinated by. We work very closely with them. It's a new one. It's called the Hellenic Institute of Advanced Studies, right? It's mostly US, but it's growing up and it's touching the entire world right now. It's professors of Greek origin, right, from top universities in the world, right? There's thousands of them, right? The great thing, I mean, whenever we have also researchers, right? Thousands of researchers that are of Greek origin around the world, right? So they are uniting into an association which is called HIAS, Hellenic Institute of Advanced Studies, and more. And they want to start contributing and getting connected with the Greek ecosystem, right, and the Greek community back. Right? Imagine doing their sabbaticals to big corporations in Greece, right? Because professors abroad, they do a lot of sabbatical work, right? And imagine working and teaching at Greek universities or connecting Greek universities with their universities, Harvard and Stanford and Yale and all of this, and MIT and Oxford. So yeah.
Yeah, and to bring in like what you said, even though a lot of my professors are Greek, we could see their collaborators, and quite a few are from Greece.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see that work, that even though they've left, they still have maintained that bridge to continue that connecting.
Dimitri, how about the Netherlands? How are you seeing it? I mean, it's a big hub, right? I mean, I think it's the second largest hub in Greece, in Europe, other than London. Then it's, I think, Amsterdam. But yeah, tell us.
So I don't live in Amsterdam, but
where do you live?
In Nijmegen. It's another city. So I haven't done research on Greek communities in the Netherlands, but I'm the vice president of the Greek community of Northern France.
Bah?
Yeah.
You saw a gap there.
Yeah.
But how come Northern France? You're in the Netherlands.
Yeah, but I was 3 years in Lille, so that's my second year.
Okay.
Of,
wonderful.
Being the vice president.
Wonderful.
But
how is the community there? Is it active?
Yeah, it's active, but we have a network, a Greek network of Greek people that works and live in France, and I guess in the Netherlands also. So that's very important. Like, we have collaboration between Greek people that lives abroad and connection with the Greeks that lives in
wonderful.
In Greece.
Yeah. France is the I think, other than England and UK, right? France is the #1 tech ecosystem right now in Europe. Macron is doing a fantastic job, but there's also so many, there's a vibrant ecosystem. Station F and French Tech. There are so many amazing organizations that are, we had Mistral AI. I'm not sure how much you follow the AI space and the leaders there. Mistral is like saying Revolut, right? I mean, I hope you know Revolut, which is the #1 tech startup in Europe right now. That's the #1 tech company in Europe, right? But Mistral is the Revolut of the AI world, right? I mean, and the founder, Arthur Mesk, he came to Greece yesterday. He signed a partnership with the Greek government, with the prime minister. And we were discussing, I met him, I had a roundtable discussion with him. And we were discussing how important it is to be connected with the French ecosystem. Greece and France can do a lot of things together, right? So you're contributing to that in a way.
Yeah.
Thank you for your leadership and for your service to your country. Cesar, tell us about yourself.
Saving the best for last, I guess.
Of course. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not related to biotech. It's very impressive to hear them talk about it. Well, my name is Cesar Abou. I'm 23 years old. I'm from Lebanon. And I just want to take this opportunity to thank the organizers, the ministry, and the Greek community of Beirut to give us the opportunity to participate in this symposium. So nice to be here with the panelists and to meet so many wonderful people from around the world. I studied business management in the University of St. Joseph, and right now I'm doing my master's there in digital marketing. Also, I'm working with my father. It's an engineering company, contracting, and also I try to do my own business, startups, e-commerce, because that's what we need in Lebanon.
Wonderful. And you were born and raised in Lebanon?
Yes.
What are you doing here? How Greek are you?
Well, I'm related by my mother's. I'm related by my mother's side. Her great-grandmother, she's from Athens, so that's why I'm connected to Greece.
Wonderful.
But I'm hoping to reignite the light and bring the Greek heritage to my children and future generations.
I love this. I love this. Why?
I mean, because I
Lebanon
like the history and the tradition of Greece and the mentality that they have. It's very similar to my country in Lebanon because we both face crisis and wars and stuff. So we always find a way to innovate and adapt to the situation. So that's how I kind of relate myself to Greece.
Wonderful. Do you
Yeah.
know there's a huge Lebanese community in Greece?
It's a really great community. We participate in the programs, and we even do workshops,
Yeah.
such as dance or even Christmas events.
Yeah.
And we're learning Greek there. Me and my friend, she's sitting right there.
Hello. Hello, friend.
Yeah.
I love you. We know a lot of Lebanese people. First of all, we have an endeavor in Lebanon, right? We have offices in Lebanon, and we are an organization that's actually contributing to what's happening in Lebanon, which is mostly unfortunate. The last few years, right? I mean, it's economic hardship with plus geopolitical. I don't know.
Yeah, well,
challenges.
we had some economic crisis,
Yeah.
and we even had like a small revolution in 2019. So you weren't the only one down there. And
Go protest there,
yeah, protesters.
you rebel.
Even though of the economic crisis and the war,
Yeah.
we still fight on because that's the Lebanese mentality.
Yeah.
We stay strong, just like the Greek mentality.
Exactly, and we have a lot of things that connect us and unite us as two nations. We're very close. A lot of Lebanese who have migrated to Greece during the civil war are now here doing wonders, right? I mean, just to give you a sense, the Olayan family, which is one of the biggest and most powerful Saudi families in the world, they run their private equity office from Athens. The office is led by Lebanese people, right? The Syriani family, which is an amazing family, right? And they are employing hundreds of people in Greece, doing world-class investments all around the world from Greece, right? And that started around the 90s. So yeah, we have a lot of connections with us, and I find it beautiful that you want to bring this Greek mentality and your Greek DNA into the mix.
Yes, and I would love one day to meet the Lebanese who moved to Greece and did wonderful things that you mentioned. And I'm hoping one day I'll be one of them, since I'm interested in maybe opening a business in Greece.
Wonderful. So guys, help me a little bit. So you are doing research, you will probably start your own businesses, you're already doing that. You come from entrepreneurial households, you come from, a mentality, your families and yourselves have a mentality that it's incredibly strong, right? I mean, to move around and to go from one place to another so you can study or live or, continue your life. As I said in my opening, right, it's the number one prerequisite for a successful entrepreneurial life, right? Whether that's starting your own business or being entrepreneurial in your life, the ability to migrate, the ability to move, right, to be a global citizen, it's a huge asset, right? So how do you see yourselves, being connected with not just Greece and the innovation ecosystem, but how do you see yourself being connected with the world and the way that it's changing? It's so fast, it's so scary, it's so global, and at the same time it's so concentrated and polarized. How do you see yourselves as part of the world? Yeah, please.
I think everyone would agree that having a multicultural perspective on many topics is critical to being able not only to communicate amongst ourselves, but also innovate. Obviously, you have to do a lot of adjusting. You have to talk to a lot of people. And I think that migrating to another country, I did not speak perfect English when I moved to the US. And having to go through the challenges, tribulations of making that adjustment has overall helped me to be more confident in my ability to adjust in a professional setting as well.
Wonderful, yeah. Elli?
Yeah, like to add on to that, I think because, from Luxembourg is a very international country, so we've got people from all over the world. And I think what this really helps with is the fact that you get to learn from all these people, and that kind of keeps you up to date with what's happening. And it gives you different perspectives and different mindsets and different viewpoints on how you might go around certain things. So yeah, it links all of this. But yeah.
Dimitri?
So if I want to say something about this, it will be that when you take the decision to go abroad and see something else, you get so much experience and you are getting independent. And that's the good thing of moving abroad.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Cesar?
Well, I can't relate to them because unfortunately I wasn't like living in Greece and I went abroad. I was born and raised in Lebanon.
Yeah.
But I can understand the difficulties that they had because we also have them.
That's very similar, right? It's very similar.
In what way exactly can you say it's similar?
It's also a country that's, the economic turbulence and everything
we
is
can relate
pushing,
a lot.
It's pushing, Lebanon as Greece have suffered from migration waves and migration waves over migration waves.
Oh yeah, there's like millions of Lebanese people in Brazil, in Australia, and so many other countries. Like each time I meet someone, like they're from Canada, Australia, they tell me like, oh, there's a lot of Lebanese there. So yeah, we're like.
And they're also very active. They're also super active.
They are extremely active. Like I heard one time that the one Lebanese became a president in Brazil. I think. I don't know if.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
There you go, guys.
So we're active.
That's a very good strategy for our country. So you become presidents in Netherlands and US and France or Lille, right? And then we can make deal.
Let's do it.
Do business.
That's how it goes.
But they're also very active in Lebanon. They're contributing, they're giving back and paying it forward to Lebanon.
Yes.
Right? Lebanese.
We always find the way to adapt. Each crisis, each problem we have, we always take care of it and we always adapt. We find a way because that's how we are.
Wonderful. So let me take you to the last question, right? Which is, how do you envision yourself being connected with Greece going forward? Is this something, how aware are you of what's happening right now? Are you more optimistic about the country? Of course, it's a broader picture, right? I mean, I'm not sure if you're optimistic more or less about the world and what's happening right now. I wouldn't blame you if you were more pessimistic, right? I mean, it's so much going on. But when you're thinking about Greece, right, all of you, all four of you, how do you think you can stay connected more, or how do you see Greece being part of your future life going forward?
I left from Greece in a time when the situation was very grim. And I think over the years, having come back over the summers as a tourist, and I know that's not the full picture, I've seen that actions have been taken to make Greece a more attractive destination, not only for investors, but also Greeks abroad, or that has been one of the goals of the Secretariat, and I understand that. I do think there's a lot of progress that needs to be made with making us Greeks of diaspora aware of the opportunities that the Greek government offers, whether it be tax incentives, whether it be improvement of working conditions. I think one of the main reasons Greeks don't want to come back to Greece is because we hear a lot about working conditions. You know, wages are quite different, and that's understandable. We hear about the changes in the law. I don't know how fully representative that is of the 6-hour or 6-day work week and what is it, 12-hour?
That's a PR disaster, by the way.
Yeah,
That's not the case.
So that reached me.
Happy to answer
exactly.
this. That's not the case, by the way, guys. We don't work 6 days out of in a week, right? Greece has a huge hospitality sector, right? So the government and the Ministry of Labor has to innovate in a way that we can allow a huge hospitality sector that needs to be, more flexible, right? To be able to employ people for more.
Totally.
So that's the case. Whenever you see something weird coming from a labor perspective in Greece, at least the last few years, not sure about the future or before that, but it's because there's peculiarities in the Greek economy, right? I am an employer. I employ people, and trust me, Greeks work a lot. Greeks work a lot, right? But we work a lot in a voluntary because we love to, right? It's not that the government or anyone is enforcing us to work 6 days. Mm-hmm. The wages, I'm with you, right? The tax incentives, I'm with you. They're also great. They can be more, but that 6-day week, that's not true.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we hear more about the negative aspect of being in Greece than the positive. So my point is that making the positive aspect more visible to all of us is something that will bring us back.
Wonderful. Elli?
Sorry, let me say that this is why
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. And be the advocates of what's happening into your communities, right? And it's not just Greeks, by the way, right? What's happening in Greece right now, and I might add this to the conversation, is that we are becoming an attractive destination for internationals as well, right? We're introducing new visa programs where if you're a startup or if you're a big investor in technology, right, no matter where you're coming from, you will be eligible to stay and spend your years in Greece, right, and do your business, work with a Greek startup, do your investments in technology from all over the world, right? So we need to become a. How important is this, by the way? Is it when you're thinking of coming back to Greece, right? Is this how important it is for you to be a place, a country that has more people, more international mindset and perspective?
I mean, from where I grew up, like it is quite important
Yeah.
for me. I value it a lot. But as you said, like with these new schemes, it gives people living abroad the opportunity to come here and make it a lot easier for them, which is really nice. Yeah. But overall, like for me, even though I wasn't raised here, I wasn't born here, I've never lived here, you know, Greece has my heart. And like when people tell me, oh, like, where are you from? I'm like, Greece. And only if they start asking more questions, that's where I like actually say, well, you know.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm
not
like, well,
Greece.
let me tell you the story now. This is the real deal. But, you know, on the long sort of, from someone who hasn't lived here, we've gone through some difficult years, but we're seeing development, we're seeing improvement. You know, that's showing potential, which is something we want to see.
Would you consider coming back or moving, not coming back, moving to Greece or spending your life in Greece?
In the future sometime, I think so, yeah.
For sure.
I've never lived here, but I would love to.
It's okay if you're not, by the way, right?
No. Actually.
By the way,
I will return.
We need to make sure that that's also, you know, out there. A country that is trying to attract all the diaspora back, right, and they're trying their hardest to bring the diaspora back is not the right strategy, right? Diaspora networks can serve a country perhaps way better from where they are, right? And where they're establishing new assets, new networks, new capabilities, right? For sure. But yeah.
I would like to add that a good first step would be to have better funding of research projects and research institutes.
Yes.
So that researchers can come back or just move in Greece to Greece. And yeah, that could be a good idea for...
I agree. Well, I'm part of SETEC, which is the National Council for Research and Development in Greece. It's an official role, right? And I'm part of that board. And I can tell you that the funding that's going into research right now can be way better, right? And there's a lot of happening in that area. One of which is something that's perhaps the most breakthrough thing that has ever happened in the last 6 years, which is we're introducing a new ministry, right? Ministry of innovation was broken into different ministries in Greece, right? Ministry of Development and Ministry of Education, right? Research was always part of the Ministry of Education, which meant that the same ministry that was taking care of Δημοτικό, Gymnasio, and Lykeo, right, was taking care of research and startups and everything, right? So now the Prime Minister asked us to break these things up, and we're launching a Ministry of Innovation, which will, for the first time in Greece, take research from education and move it to entrepreneurship, right? Which is huge. And I'm part of that committee that's trying to design and understand how can this ministry operate. That will bring more money, and I love that you're bringing this topic. Cesar, comment ça va?
Ça va bien.
Tell us, how do you think, how do you see yourself?
Well, I think we already took the first step, which is the symposium. I mean, I've already know the information about Greece from the outside. It's great that it's the first time we're going to see it from the inside and to see what a great country it is and what opportunities we might have in the near future. And I also learned a lot about you, your business, and it's interesting for me as an entrepreneur, as a business student. And hopefully one day we can do a collaboration between Lebanon and Greece. And that would be great, to be honest.
Wonderful. Just to finish up, just a quick poll. Can you please raise those who are not living in Greece, can you raise your hand? Okay, wonderful. Who from you would be open to come to live and spend, your life in Greece? Okay, so yes, that's about right. That's about right. I mean, 50% of the people would be now open. I'm sure that over the next few years, as things get more mature in Greece, right, this number will grow. But the thing is that, if one way or another, we can contribute to this country from where we are or where we're going to live in the future, right, by being active and pushing forward and pushing the people who are in charge to do more, right, by, we're using our activist and our need for change, right? Our activist mode and our need to change. So keep doing what you're doing. You're all four fantastic people, and it's been a privilege talking with you today, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.